What is up, Brar Hive? It's the guy who has no plan whatsoever, Mata Brar, and today we're doing something different. So right now, coronavirus is a big issue right now. People are losing their goddamn minds, and I'm pretty skeptic, and I'm kind of scared too. So we got someone who's actually smart and is a doctor who will try to help us out a little bit. Mr. Harjas Grewal, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Can't complain. How about you?
Uh, Good, just kind of stressed out. Been in quarantine for like 3 days now. It's been kind of. So I'm just ask you right off the bat. Um, how scared should we actually be?
Honestly, there's multiple layers to that question. I mean, there's a pretty high chance that one can get coronavirus, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to lead to them even feeling sick. We've obviously heard from a bunch of celebrities who have it and say they have absolutely no symptoms, and then even then, from there up until someone would actually go to hospital, it's pretty rare unless you have other illnesses that make your immune system weaker or you're perhaps really old. You're most likely going to be fine even if you do get it.
All right, but so if you're like asymptomatic, if
Mhm.
you don't have any symptoms but you still have it, like how would you know if like because a lot of like people like, oh, I'm asymptomatic but I still have it. Is there danger like same level or like less?
So technically, if you had no symptoms, the only way you'd know if you had it would be if you were tested. And right now, we're not testing people who don't have symptoms. So the only people that are coming out that's saying, "Hey, I have no symptoms, but I have coronavirus," are celebrities because they're getting access to testing. Um, and sorry, the second part of your question there was I guess if you're worse or better if you have no symptoms. Well, if you have no symptoms, you're in a better spot.
All
Um,
right.
yeah, it just probably shows that your immune system's a little bit stronger. You're able to fend it off.
All right, so right now I'm in university right now, and we're all every school shut down. Calgary and like just Alberta in general shut down everything until September. Um, how far do you see like this whole thing going? Like, is this gonna go until like June or something? Because I'm seeing stuff like all over the place.
It's near impossible to predict. I think if anyone is predicting, they're pretty much guessing because, like, honest to God, I remember sitting in on a few conference calls in January when it was strictly in Wuhan. I don't even think there was cases in Japan yet, and we thought it would be like Ebola. If people remember Ebola, there was all this worry about Ebola. Well, Ebola was never truly a scare over here in Canada.
Yeah.
But now look, here we are. Everything's shut down, so. It's hard to know, but we're still on the upswing right now. I think you could start guessing about when things might resume when the number of cases each day is less than it was the day before, and we start downtrending. Then you can start guessing.
All right, that makes sense. But one more thing I'm like wondering is
Yeah.
so like even when I was at work, we're all like 2 weeks ago we're making jokes. Yo, are we gonna shut down for this? And they're like, no, not at all. But now I'm out of a job right now. Like basically everyone I know is just not gonna work anymore.
Yeah.
So like, how the hell did this just progress so rapidly? And just like did like I know like people saw this coming, but like not this rate or something.
I mean, look, here's the deal. Like, we, for one, probably underestimated how quickly this can spread and how contagious it is. And now we're sort of playing catch up because we've realized that if Canada were to become like Italy or like China, we would have a massive problem on our hands because it's not like hospitals are just sitting empty waiting for this to happen. There's people just getting sick with other things every day. And those people are still going to continue to get sick with regular things. And so, pretty much, the best strategy to ensure that the most amount of people can survive is to ensure people stay home so that they don't get infected in the first place. Because if everyone's out there having a blast, going to bars, everyone's slowly going to start getting sick. And then at that point, some of them are going to need the hospital. And it's not like hospitals are sitting empty right now. Heck, if you think about it, I bet you hospitals are already like over full.
Yeah.
So it's not like there would be places to put them. And then all of a sudden we'd have a massive problem on our hands. So we're trying to prevent that at this time.
Yeah, because like Queen's University in Kingston,
Yeah.
those guys right now, like they're known for like their St. Patrick's Day like whole
Yeah.
party and stuff. My buddy is there. He's in there right now, and he was telling me they still had the party, and people are still out there going ape shit. And I don't understand why people like. How come people are still like skeptical about this? Because like all people are still saying it's just a virus. Because they're treating this like it's terrorism. Like, oh, I'm gonna show that I'm stronger than this. So like, how come people are still kind of like iffy on this whole thing? It's just stupidity or something?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's probably people's perception. It's probably that they can't see it. They don't have a friend or a family member or someone that they might know that's positive or someone that's, maybe passed away. So it doesn't feel real. It feels distant. It feels like how we all felt still in December, like, oh yeah, whatever. There's this thing going on in China. I don't
Yeah.
need to worry about it. And now they're like, okay, whatever. Like I'm in Kingston. Nobody in Kingston has it, or like only two people have it. Like, what's the chances I'm gonna run into it? So I think people are looking at it that way, because, and it's true. It's like you can't really see a virus. Like, if it was like when we had the forest fires in the summer, like everyone can see the smoke. They're like, all right, yeah, maybe I shouldn't go for a jog outside. Like,
Yeah.
it's smoky. But here, like people can't see it. They look at the world around them still going normally, and they're like, whatever. Like, why should I shut my life down? Nobody else is shutting their life down, so they're just keeping on going. But if that keeps continuing, then our numbers will probably just keep going up.
Yeah. Like Calgary like legit shut down the entire city. Only thing that's open right now are banks open? Our banks are closed. Like only thing that's open right now is like transit, and that's still like barely. Like all the clubs, all the bars were just forced to shut down, and people are. I'm on Twitter. People are like rioting over this.
Yeah, it's nuts. I actually saw a picture today from London, and it's like all these people getting on the tube, right? Which is like their metro, and they're just crowded. Like if anyone's ever been to London, it looks the exact same. There's still so many people who still have to go to work, right? Like,
Yeah,
I was driving around, like Subway's still open, Tim Hortons is still open, like Shoppers is still open. So it's like people are still working. So it's just like as much as stuff's closed, there's still like tons of things that are open, and they probably will stay open as long as they can, just so they can survive.
yeah. Like where are you at right now? Like what city are you in?
I'm in Winnipeg right now, man.
Are they shut down?
So yeah, let's see, school shut down,
Yeah,
gyms are shut down, no big gatherings, any public facilities, libraries, etc., are shut down. The hospitals, there's no visitors allowed. So, that's tough, obviously, on patients. And then
yeah,
also, there's a few angry people at the door because they weren't made aware of this. And so I think the crazy thing is just seeing busy places that aren't as busy anymore.
yeah. Like I think the one thing that really like shone up, like put a big like spotlight on coronavirus was Rudy Gobert and the NBA.
Hmm. I think for most people, they're like, shit got real moment was when the NBA's like, we're suspending games. Like
Yeah,
I don't know. I think like obviously there's people out there who don't care about the NBA and basketball, and maybe they had some other. Maybe it was when Trudeau had his, made his announcements on Monday. Maybe that's when it got real for people. But like for me, when I saw that, it felt like everything was just downstream from there. Um, and obviously, I think that same day is when Tom Hanks was also diagnosed, right?
Tom Hanks has it. Idris Elba has it. And like, oh, one thing we should probably tell like the audience. So on Twitter, he actually has a following of him just like going on Twitter and just diagnosing people. That is something he just sees an injury happen on TV or something on Twitter right there within the minute.
Yeah. Oh, I try at least. I get a lot wrong, trust me. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, because you can just like see like off TV like the angles.
Yeah,
That,
I don't know, we try.
that's still pretty good though.
Yeah, I mean
I
it's
had
fun. It's fun. Try to play around with it. I joke. I try to make fun of the situation when I'm wrong. I think there's some good banter with some of the people that interact with it. I don't know. It's fun. Um, something to do in my free time. Obviously, you don't get paid for it, so I just do it whenever.
yeah, yeah, but
Hmm.
you got Twitter followers off it though.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, it's fun actually. It makes my life easier because people just send me the videos. I don't have to search anything out.
Dude,
Yeah.
I think you just switch your name on Twitter to like just sports doctor.
Yeah, or like there's one guy, his name is Jock to Doc. I think that's a pretty good one. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna have to find a good pun, I think, to make it fit, One like the Brarcast. I need one like that.
Yeah, dude, the broadcast is just too good of a name. I'm not giving you that.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm gonna leave that one for you. Although there's a lot of bras, so you're pretty good, pretty smart to get onto it first.
Damn right. We gotta trademark this name, all right? Easy. All right. So like a lot of people are saying like Rudy Gobert kind of saved the world, kind of, because like if the NBA didn't shut down, I think people still wouldn't take this seriously. Like I know we just talked about that, but like what do you think would happen? Like if the NBA was still around, and even then they're like, okay, we'll just take a few people out of the league. You think like obviously like it would spread like more widespread, but do you think he actually like kind of saved like North America with this shit?
Mm, that's quite a way to put it. I've never thought about it that way. In a sense, maybe for some people at least, or people that follow the NBA. Um, because yeah, once they realize like what people think is like someone close by, regular person, that they have it, and then all of a sudden, wait, Donovan Mitchell has it, right? And like they're like, so wait, like it can spread like with people you're close to. It's like even though everyone was saying that, it was like for it to set in, I think in that moment for everybody, it might have. Did it save North America? I don't know because maybe that was already too late. Like, maybe it had already spread. And, speaking about the States, obviously they had a guy, well, they have, sorry, I should say, a guy in charge who I believe didn't really want to test people. So their numbers were always maybe artificially lower than they were to begin with. And so people in New York or in the United States might have been like, ah, yeah, we don't have that much here. Like, it's okay. We have so many people and there's a couple hundred. We're doing all right. And then, yeah, who knows? It might have been the tipping point. But yeah, I think everybody had like a moment, like whenever it is, and those people who are still out and about haven't had that moment where they're like, okay, well, this is something we should take seriously. So, those people out and about probably aren't NBA fans, or they're not sports fans, or they're not fans of celebrities, or maybe they just think they're tougher than the virus.
Yeah, because now like what leagues are shut down? Like NBA shut down, the NHL, even like NASCAR shut down. Uh,
Everything, man.
yeah,
Everything. Everything. I think the NFL has like pushed back some of its off-season stuff. MLB pushed back start date. Um, UFC held on the longest,
yeah.
right? Right? They held on the longest. Dana White was like, "No, it's all good. It's all good." So and then they pulled back. Golf, tennis, um, curling, you name it, man. Name the sport. It's pushed back. I think the only thing going on right now is like hockey in Belarus.
Dude, you know what's funny though? Esports shut down.
I know, I know. You think they
Like
could
the
have made it
2K.
online, no?
Did you hear about this? The esports league just shut down. Like, and that one just like okay, so KD got it. I feel like the one person like there's few people who I think could actually like fully like didn't Trudeau's wife get it too?
Trudeau's wife. How do I forget, man? Trudeau's wife. That might have been the moment for Canadians where everyone's like,
Yeah,
okay, wait, hold up. Yeah, that might have been Trudeau's wife. Oh man, I'm missing it. I forgot KD.
like
Today a player in the NHL, right?
four Nets players have it. Four Nets players
Yeah,
got
yeah.
it.
I said four players on the Nets. I think a minor league guy with the New York Yankees. Um, Yeah, man. It's real, man. It's real. People getting it.
1 second. What? All right. Just wait a few seconds. All right, just wait a couple seconds.
No worries, man. So I
All right,
know.
we're good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cool. Yeah. So, what do you think are like some general misconceptions? Because I've been seeing online, people are just having so much misconceptions about this whole issue. BuzzFeed put out this massive article just like talking about like everything that people are saying wrong about this. You know that big guy on Instagram, Brother Nature?
I don't. I don't.
Oh well, this guy, his main thing is like he goes around, feeds deer, and it's like, Canela, you're my girl, and just like basically best friends with animals and stuff.
Okay.
He dropped this massive thing online about, yo, if you guys have coronavirus, here's how you know. On TikTok, the biggest thing, the coronavirus challenge.
Licking
What?
stuff, eh? Yeah,
Not
I
even,
know.
no, not even licking stuff. Just hold your breath for 10 seconds, and if you cough, you have coronavirus.
Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny. I saw one, I think it was a TikTok about like this. I think it was this girl licked an airplane seat, or was it the armrest on an airplane? I don't know. It was pretty dumb.
No,
But
that's
yeah, I
stop.
know, I know, I know. And I think there was, damn, what was the other thing? I think I can't remember. What was that initial thing came out? Cocaine helps you against
Oh, yeah.
coronavirus?
It was like
Yeah,
cocaine helps you. And like I think it's tanning, getting tanning beds. That one helps because like
right,
the
right,
heat or something.
right. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think it's. I'm not sure, man. It's like this is the most 2020 thing ever. Like we've got this pandemic going on, and people making memes, people are making TikToks, people are saying whatever about whatever, and it's like everything's all over the map. Everything's finding a way to get in it. It's like the it thing. Like I can't go anywhere on the internet and avoid it. And at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like a train wreck that I can't stop watching though, Like I gotta go see like what's the latest joke, like what's the latest this, like what's the latest trend, what's what, like who's getting their name out there. And some people probably purposely are just coming up with the most crazy thing they can think of just so they can get, a lot of hits, right? And just blow up or just get popular at this time.
I think TikTok has single-handedly made this whole coronavirus thing so much better, like so much more bearable.
I know, right? Because you got all these people stuck at home. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, there's only so much Netflix you can watch, and
Like the
yeah.
what's his name? The rookie for the Sixers, Matthias Thybulle.
Okay.
This guy's TikToks, he just like the first day he was quarantined said, "All right, the NBA is making us say quarantine for 2 weeks. I'm gonna just make some TikToks." And this guy's been going ham, like every day, been going off.
God.
Just pure boredom. It's just
Yeah, man. Like, what else? But honestly, like, what do you want people to do, man? Like, what can people do? Like, it's brutal. Like, so many people traveling internationally. Like, I have a friend who's like, man, I went and bought a PlayStation because he's like, I'm on quarantine. Like, what can people do? And I mean, people got to find a way to entertain themselves.
dude, that's like such a fact because like all I've been doing since like I've been quarantined, sleeping, playing games, or making TikToks. That's all I've been doing.
Yeah, and I mean that might be two more productive things than what a lot of people might be doing at this time. I mean, who knows, right? Like, what can you do? I haven't even turned my TV on. I know we had the sports thing going for a while, but like that's pretty much all I watch on TV. And I
Yeah.
think it's been like 3 days since I've turned my TV on because I'm like, well, there's just absolutely nothing to watch.
Like you were recently like you flew to Winnipeg like just a couple days ago, right?
Yeah, I was in BC. I flew, well, yeah, and then I was in Alberta as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, I've only been here a little bit.
What was like what's the airport like now? Like is it like is like packed? Like I was checking like something about Toronto airport. Like it is packed. Like, what's it like where
But
you are?
yeah, I mean, from what I saw, to be honest, Edmonton Airport, ghost town. Absolutely nobody. Calgary Airport, probably about average. About average, I would say. Winnipeg Airport was about average. But I think Vancouver, Toronto, Calgary, Montreal probably going to be packed because they're the only ones receiving international flights. And you got Canadians trying to rip in from every corner of the globe before flights get shut down.
Yeah.
And you've got international people who are in Canada, whether for school or work or whatever, or vacation, trying to get the heck out of Canada and back to wherever they're from as well. So I think you've got a lot of crisscross of people right now, and I think within like a week or two, I think all airports might end up being ghost towns.
Yeah, like but flights are really cheap right now. So
Mm,
I'm thinking I get the boys, we go to Cancun.
yeah, I don't know, man. You might Cancun might turn into a 2 month vacation. You can't
Which
hop
is
on a plane back.
perfect.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. The visa bill is going to take quite the hit staying at the Cancun resort for that long.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But I'm not paying for it. I'm gonna have my parents pay for it because I'm broke and out of a job
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny. Or you just go out there, hope the broadcast takes off sitting in Cancun, hey?
Oh, 100%. I'm gonna be vlogging. What's up, Brar Hive? We're in Cancun, day one. There is nobody here. Open beaches.
Mm, mm. Yeah, man. And then like, who are you gonna party with? Oh, I guess there's you and your friend. Yeah, fair. I don't know. It'd just be the same 8 dudes over and over and over and over.
Yeah. Or, if we all get quarantined, we could have a death fight, which could be, we could live stream that. Boom, sports are back.
Yeah, I don't know. There might be some issues with that. There might be a few logistical issues with that.
Psh. Oh, no, but speaking of that, like, the UFC staying open, like, I saw that everywhere online, like, why the host, and me, I'm a martial artist, and that's literally, I think that's the most close combat sport in existence. Legit, you are trying to strangle another person to death. How the hell did this stay open? Like, are the government like make anyone shut down like these, or like,
Well, I think it's because the thing is, I think each state has its own rules. So in the United States, they could probably have an event in some state that allows a gathering of a larger amount of people. But yeah, if you had asked me which sport would be the most likely to lead to transmission of coronavirus from one person to another, I would tell you it's the UFC because they have the least amount of equipment and they are the closest to each other and the
yeah,
amount of sweat and blood and other random body fluids that are going to exchange between people is also the highest in that sport. So I'm surprised they're operating. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad for their business because PR matters. Um, and so I don't know. I don't have a pulse on what their fan base is like. Who knows? People might be so starved for sports that they'll pay whatever for the pay-per-view.
yeah,
But I myself was also surprised. I think they're planning on fighting in empty arenas, though, right?
yeah. That's what WWE's
Yeah.
been doing as well.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe wrestling's gonna keep going. I think WrestleMania is still gonna happen. Is that right?
Yeah, they're doing WrestleMania, but they're gonna cancel so many of like the high end fights. So it's gonna be just like the jabronis, just
Really?
throwing
Well, then
hands.
how the heck do you call it WrestleMania?
I don't know, but honestly,
Mm.
I'm just happy there's something going on.
Better than absolutely nothing, hey?
Yeah, can you hear the dog?
I can hear the dog, yeah.
Yeah, he can hear it. uh, yeah, but like, 'cause, like what they're doing now for WWE, like they're just doing everything in the exact same building now. Like they're like big like training arena.
Mm-hmm.
Just there, they're just doing everything.
Perfect. So if one person has it, then the rest can just come in after. So even if they're not there that day.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not sure how long coronavirus survives on surfaces right now. I can't remember how long they think it might last. But yeah, fair enough.
What are the symptoms like? Because I'm hearing a bunch of stuff everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Well, I think the biggest one fever, right? It's pretty unlikely for someone to have coronavirus and not have a fever. Fever, cough, any of the stuff that you kind of feel when you have the flu. So maybe some shortness of breath, um, even like a runny nose, sore throat, that might play into it. Less likely, probably more likely to be like a fever, cough, you're short of breath. But those would be the most common symptoms. But I've seen even like up to 5% of people have some nausea and vomiting as well. So it's not clear yet. The thing is, the main focus is like treating right now. So it's not like people haven't had the time to necessarily study it and put together like these are common symptoms. This might be potential treatments. This is what you see on an X-ray, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we're kind of doing things on the fly.
What are people doing to treat this? Because like obviously it's so new and it's happening so fast. People don't have like proper medication. Like because if it's like the flu symptoms, you just take like NyQuil and try to sleep it off or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. It depends how severe, right? Like this is a virus. So, if anyone remembers, if you have an infection from bacteria, you take an antibiotic. But because this is a virus, antibiotics are useless. They're just going to give you basically diarrhea and upset your stomach. So it's just like when you have the flu. When you go see your doctor's like, it's just the flu. Go home, rest, take some Tylenol or Advil. Have some vitamin C. Try to drink some fluids. Like that would be what you would tell someone with coronavirus if they were sort of like, just sort of like sick, like look like they had the flu. Obviously, for the people who are worse, then they end up in the hospital, and you got to
Yeah.
try to support their breathing, et cetera, et cetera. But no, there's no magic pill, unfortunately.
Yeah, because like my mom right now, she has the flu right now.
Hmm.
She's currently in her room. She's been quarantined in there for like 2 days. She has not left.
Look what your dad just bought.
Oh, and my dad, who just brought something amazing.
Nice, nice. Some cervezas. Can't beat that.
Yeah,
Oh, can't beat that. That's perfect.
I think I might crack open a bottle. Should I?
I can pass you one.
Yeah, go pass it.
Oh, that's
I
perfect.
think.
That's hilarious. Hey, it must have been on sale at the liquor store, hey?
Yeah, can you ask me if it was on sale?
It wasn't.
It wasn't. Damn.
No, full price, eh? Why is it 75, hey?
No, their stocks went down so much because of this.
Really? Hey, I actually haven't looked at Corona. I didn't know if how their sales and stuff are doing.
Oh no, apparently their shit dipped so hard.
Hmm. Ah.
I feel like I feel like the best treatment is take a Bud Light.
Bud Light? Bud
Yeah,
Light,
there we
eh?
go.
Bud
It's
Light.
so shitty. The Corona will just leave you.
I'm not gonna lie. Out of like the generic beers, like Molson, Budweiser, like those ones, I would take a Bud Light over all those
Okay,
others.
I'm gonna fight you on that because the first time I ever drank, go wait, first time I ever drank was when I turned 18. My first drink was a Bud Light, and I hated it so
Of
much.
course. Yeah.
I had one sip. I didn't drink again for a year. Not until I turned 19, then I drank again.
Damn, man. Damn. No, honestly, like I think no matter what you had for your first drink, it's gonna taste terrible. I think it takes a good couple years before you might acquire the taste for beer. I think some people never acquire the taste for beer. They always find it disgusting.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm a big Corona guy. You gotta get a lime too. You gotta have the full feel, and then just roll the
One
window
sec.
down and pretend it's summer.
That's what I'm doing, but Calgary is frozen right now. It sucks.
Yeah, don't worry. Winnipeg's not any better, man. Not any better over here.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I did not know Winnipeg was a real country, was a real city until like a few years ago.
What the hell did you think it was?
I just thought it was some fake thing from like cause they had Winnipeg in Space Jam.
Did they?
Yeah, that's where their whole that's where the Looney Tunes had their big like secret hole to drag Jordan.
Really? Hey, it said Winnipeg? I did not know that. I'm gonna have to look that up after.
Yeah, and I just thought it was fake until like till like started to like me and you like got close and like, damn, it's a real place. Wow.
You didn't do enough coloring maps in elementary school, clearly, eh?
No, all we did were the big provinces. That was it.
That's it. Just Manitoba, just this big random thing here where no one goes.
No,
Mm,
legit. I
mm.
still don't believe Manitoba's a real place to this day.
Well, you're gonna have to drive 12 hours dead straight east, no turns from Calgary, and you'll arrive straight in Winnipeg.
All right, cool. You want to take a road trip to Manitoba?
Sure.
All right, we'll be there after we film this.
Perfect, perfect. It'll be nice, nice, exciting 12 hours.
All right, so now that we got the symptoms and like the treatment like is still like kind of spotty and stuff, what can we do other than just like stay indoors and like not go to like clubs and shit?
Stay home, wash your hands. Um, you can, well, and then you know what? If you do have to leave, go for essential things and then try to distance yourself as much from other people when you're there. So when you're standing in line to pay at the grocery store, don't be up the person's ass in front of you. Right? A little space would probably work.
And
But
that's one thing I was wondering.
that's pretty much the best thing, man. Oh, and try to touch your face less. If anyone watches this recording, I've probably touched my face like 15 times, but try to touch your face less. And don't shake hands with people. Start bumping elbows. All right, we gotta make it a trend, make it cool, or like bump heels or something.
All right, bro hive. All we do is elbows now. All
Yeah,
right.
that's it. That's it. Yeah. So it's just try to touch people less, man, and stay as clean as possible, and spend as less time in public as possible.
How much space do you recommend? Like how many feet away? Like, because it's an aerobic disease, right?
So yeah, it can spread, right? Like through the air, through droplets, or through like like airborne sort of illness. So you gotta try to stay 6 feet away from anyone else.
6 feet. All
Six
right,
feet. It's a
so
rough rule. Rough rule. Rough rule.
as tall as I am. Okay,
Sideways.
I'm 5'9", so a little bit taller. All right. So um, so we got how long and like how kind of screwed up this whole situation is. Anything like you want to tell like, cause like what else like do you want to like get out there about this whole thing like people like I might not even be thinking about when I had these questions. Anything that's like a little bit that no one's thinking about?
I think the biggest thing would be try, what, look, for one, stay home, but then also try to avoid people who, aren't the healthiest people in your life and try to avoid elderly people because if they do contract coronavirus, there's a higher chance that they don't make it out. Um, so try to avoid those people. And I think the other biggest thing is that like this is probably gonna go longer than we all think.
Yeah.
Um, and so that doesn't mean go buy goddamn every toilet paper roll,
Yes.
but
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah, yeah,
Can you
please,
repeat
please
that
don't
one
be a
more time?
hoarder.
Repeat that
Please
one more
don't,
time
yeah,
loud.
do not go and buy every roll of toilet paper, please. And do not hoard anything. Okay? Do not hoard anything. Stuff's gonna keep rolling in. Don't be a hoarder, even though I think this is gonna go longer than we think. Um, just try to be like a civil human being. Okay, this isn't a snowstorm. You'll be able to get out of your house.
Yeah.
Your car is gonna work. Trucks are still gonna come, but yeah, this might go a lot longer than we think, and I think the numbers are gonna go higher than we think, and unfortunately, that means probably the deaths will go higher than we think. But I think we're gonna do a lot better than the USA,
Yeah.
because we're just not as dense. Obviously, the cities, Vancouver, Calgary, Toronto, Montreal, etc., maybe a bit worse than being in like, Flin Flon. You ever heard of Flin Flon?
Where's that?
But Manitoba, baby, Manitoba,
Again,
Flin Flon,
irrelevant province.
Manitoba. All right.
Irrelevant
Well,
province.
you know what? We'll go with let's see, what's a small town in Alberta? I want to
Lethbridge.
come to me. No,
Lethbridge.
no, I'm thinking smaller, like Slave Lake or something like that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Sylvan Lake too. Yeah.
Or Sylvan Lake, or like, oh man, yeah, some of those small little towns on the outskirts. Um, Edson, Hinton. Yeah, but honestly, yeah, like those population dense places, they're gonna get hit a little bit harder, just because people are a lot closer to each other, busy transit, etc., etc. People are gonna be exchanging contact in close proximity to each other, so they're gonna be transmitting that virus, and I think the numbers are gonna go pretty high. So things are getting a little crazy everywhere, and I think I don't even the worst is yet to come.
Yeah, so this is like the foreplay before it actually fucks us up the ass.
Oh, legit, legit. We're like first base, man. We're like first base right now.
Damn.
Mm. Mm. What an analogy.
Yeah, so about those masks, like you were saying, um, like what's like the proper mask and like what's the difference? Because like how come you can't just wear surgical masks?
Um, so first of all, I just want to say, don't steal masks. Don't wear a mask, please. Save them for the healthcare workers, okay? We're already running a shortage, so leave them for the healthcare workers. We need masks. Um, and you don't need one. There's no evidence behind you wearing one and not getting coronavirus. Between the masks, so surgical masks, they're basically just designed so that like whatever, if you cough or sneeze or like whatever comes out of your mouth doesn't go outwards. They're not like sealed properly or aerosolized to prevent stuff from getting in. They're basically like, so when you're doing surgery, blood doesn't get in, and also if you were to sneeze, that all that stuff doesn't end up on the sterile. Like when you do surgery, you're supposed to keep the area sterile, so you can't just sneeze on it. And then the masks that people are supposed to wear are called like N95s, and so those you get fitted for it. Like they tell you what specific size you are, so you wear the right mask. And then when you have a fit, then you got to put it on properly, get a good seal in place, and then it basically forms a nice sort of protective shield. Have it that also prevents like a gas, from getting through, or things like coronavirus, which can penetrate through a surgical mask.
Uh, All right, yeah. So like yeah, because like that's one thing because like I see people like all the international students like the day coronavirus like hit in like December, the next day everyone's coming like the really expensive masks and shit just decked out, and now like you can't find them anywhere really. Like we checked. There's
Yeah,
so
yeah, man. Tell me about it. There's a shortage everywhere. Like I said, like the hospitals are running low because people are stealing them from hospitals too, right? Like they're sneaking. I don't know how they're sneaking into supply rooms. I don't even know. Maybe there's the odd healthcare worker who's like snagging a box and ripping it home. Like I don't know, but yeah, like it's it's an issue. Like that's also an issue with this pandemic. Not only are we low on toilet paper, but we're getting low on masks.
yeah. And like but do you know who's winning this whole situation though? Just two people that are winning.
Two people that are winning, eh? I don't know.
Introverts
Yeah, yeah,
and the guys that own Purell.
yeah. I guess, or anyone who's making hand sanitizer or anything, or toilet paper companies. Charmin might be taking off right now.
Yo, I'm still thinking that Charmin and Purell planned this whole thing. This is biological warfare.
Inside job, eh? Inside job, eh? Got to spike up their money. Well, add that to the list of conspiracy theories that are going on right now too, hey?
Oh, guess who's making hand sanitizer now? Louis Vuitton.
How could they miss out, man? How could they miss out?
They're canceling their perfume and they're just making hand sanitizer now.
Really? Canceling?
Yes.
Why? Oh, really? They canceled the perfume too, hey?
Yeah, just
Wow.
just for the time being.
Damn, man. I don't know. There's obviously bougie people out there who can't use Purell. Like they're too good for Purell. Like the rest of us using Purell, we're down here. Those guys, they're up here. They need Louis
Like
Vuitton hand sanitizer. Like
like
that
you're gonna
that
see the blonde
alcohol
there.
is way better than the alcohol with this.
Yeah. Like they're using Blue Label and everything.
They got some Blue Label mixed in there. It was so funny. I saw this thing the other day. It was like a meme, and it was like um it was saying how like the cop pulled someone over, and they were like, "Yo, it smells like alcohol," and the guy's like, "No, man, it's just hand sanitizer." Yeah.
Well, honestly, I'm just like yeah. Oh wait, there's one thing that I've realized though, because I miss so many jokes and like I told all my friends, "Yo, I'm praying school gets canceled." But
Yeah.
now I kind of miss school because I'm so bored here.
Yeah, that's fair, man. It's like, what do you do, right? When you get stuck at home inside all day,
Yeah,
right? Like, there's nothing to do. So yeah, like people are people are screwed, man. Like they're just stuck inside.
well, what can we do, right? And if there's anything else you want to add, you can say it now.
Or forever hold my peace, eh? Is it like I'm getting married?
Yes, sir. You get married
Uh,
to the broadcast.
honestly, the only other thing I would say is reach out to people. FaceTime someone you haven't talked to in a while. Maybe an old buddy who's, stuck at home on quarantine, who's also like, shit, I thought being off work and off school would be fun, but
Me.
now I'm like bored as could be, right? Send them a snap, fire up conversation, reach out to your grandparents, maybe a random distant relative. I don't know. Gotta try to kill the time somehow. I feel like the only time all of us have really had a good time just like sitting at home is when we have like a couple buddies and we're just like going down the rabbit hole. So might as well try to recreate that like through FaceTime or Skype or some Google Hangouts or whatever, man. Like, gotta
Like
kill the time
what we're
somehow.
doing right now.
Yeah. Or, just I think all the internet companies are just like, yeah, there's no caps, just fly at her, man. Like,
Oh, no caps?
I think there's no caps. I think you can use as much internet as you want.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's part what like Bell and Telus and everybody is put in. So it's like, your internet's not maxed out. Just like Skype people, go online, read this, stream this. Like, I don't know. Do whatever you wanted to do when you were too busy with school or work. Go figure out what that is outside of anything that you have to do outside the house. That's the only caveat. Only caveat. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I honestly like. I was thinking about it too. Like I got to work a lot right now because of coronavirus, and we're kind of short on
How busy you
people.
been?
Pretty busy, man. Like 11-hour days. Um, so yeah, and then I'm gonna do starting nights tomorrow, which are 12-hour nights. So it's gonna be
Jeez.
some pretty long days. Yeah, this weekend and next weekend working. So I don't know. It's definitely not it's definitely not a regular style for me right now. So I don't know. Just think about what you would do instead. I don't know. There's got to be something that you had saved out there or whatever, or at worst, just clean your place. I'm sure your bedroom or whatever could be used at cleaning. Maybe your garage. I don't know.
It does.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. See, now you got no excuse to not clean it.
Yeah, cause like you can tell like I'm filming in my bedroom right now. Cause our studio, they said, "Yo, don't come. We got like just for safety of coronavirus, just don't come."
Yeah.
So here I am. I clean my entire room just for this.
Exactly. Exactly. Hey. Oh, and I guess what are you gonna do with your mom all locked up, man? Like a lot of skip the dishes or what?
Oh yeah, like even yesterday, me and my dad we just ordered skip the dishes, got some pizza,
Duty, eh?
and we just like slid my mom some gluten-free pizza underneath the like just by the door.
Really, eh? Nah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess what else can you do, man? You're gonna have to like do that whole dropless delivery, like drop it in front of her door, run down the stairs, call her, text her, tell her to open the door, grab it. I don't know, man. It's nuts, eh? Nuts times, nuts times. But
This
I
is
don't
the
know.
end game.
Yeah, maybe the Italians will like give us a good idea about what to do on quarantine. They're a little more experienced. With the Spanish, I don't know if you've seen people singing outside their windows.
I saw that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. It's gonna be a crazy period here. So you're pretty lucky. At least you're not living alone. At least you're not on quarantine alone.
And uh yeah, I think Brive, I want to thank Dr. Harjas Grewal for coming in via Skype, talk to us. Dude, thank you so much. You saved us all. All right, as always, remember guys, stay hydrated and damn right. See ya, Brarhive.